Well, folks, I said I'd pop on a couple of minutes early because the numbers are quite decent tonight. I hope everyone's doing well. Just let me change the volume settings as well to the one can hear me a bit better now. Meant to come on last night, got occupied with a couple of things, and I'm on the mend. So we're here to talk about Alex Valle. We're here to talk about players that we've been linked with over the last 24 hours in this window. We are now day 16 into the transfer window, and I'm seeing in the comments on my YouTube channel and just across social media, people are concerned about the centre backs, about the left back situation. I understand Austin Trusty had an absolute stinker of a game the other night, but you need to get behind these players. There's no point of picking out one or two bad performances he's had so far in the Celtic shirt. What about all the good performances he's done as well? Remember, only a couple of games ago, he actually scored a goal for Celtic as well. People forget about that. So I said I'd come on tonight, have a chat with you, see what's on your minds. Do subscribe to the channel as well if you're tuning in from Facebook. Be a legend. Look at he's all like the Facebook stuff. He's all like what me and Holly pull up, but it'd be more appreciated if you can jump over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel as well. See what everyone's got to say as well. How's it going, Ryan? What's the story, buds? Seeing fans are commenting on other platforms. Valle will play to the end of the season. Punt, Taylor and KT will be in the backup. So let's kick it off, right? I'm going to show you this right now, straight into the mix. So let me see, is that popping up first of all? There we go. So this is the newest exclusive. Como are closing in on a deal to sign Alex Valle from Barcelona with Celtic to terminate loan, with Tierney close to joining. So obviously Celtic must be really pushing to get Tierney over the line. Preferably we want to keep Valle at the club until the end of the season because we don't know what's going to happen with Taylor. Taylor can we turn around and say, I'm leaving this window. Take a fee from me. I'm gone. I'm happy to agree personal terms, and Celtic are happy to terminate his contract with 6 months to go, and we get some sort of fee from him. Taylor could go as well. We could be left with no established left back, but we do have Adam Montgomery. I know some fans are probably rolling their eyes, and we have Liam Scales that plays in that position as well. He played left back for Aberdeen when he was on loan as well. So I know some people are saying 3-5-2. I keep saying 3-5-2, 3-5-2 because people want to see Ida and Kyogo clicking together up front. Brendan is not going to change his style of football. Just, lads, there's no point to keep talking about as much as we love to see it. But the 3-5-2 is not going to happen anytime soon. So maybe if Tierney does come in, it could happen. We shall see with Johnston and Tierney on the left. Tierney played well last night for the whole 15 minutes he played for Arsenal against Tottenham. Came off the bench. They won 2-1. We'll see what happens. People are talking about Narosky. Like, I've seen these comments like over the last couple of days. People are like, oh, give Narosky a go. Narosky hasn't played much football for Celtic. He wasn't a Rodgers signing. That was a Mark Lawwell signing right there. So, I do feel sorry for Narosky. He's not getting game time, but obviously he's not a part of Brendan's plan. So I think Oxford United will eventually get him on loan at the end of the season, at the end of this window, not this season. But yeah. So Alex Valle could be going to Serie A. Como, Cesc Fabregas, Barcelona connections there. And this is, I think I have his stats here for what he's played for Celtic so far. He might not go. Now, Fabrizio Romero is a good source. That always write him off. This was tweeted yesterday as well. This was yesterday. And then obviously he's followed on with another tweet today about it. So Valle's played 19 games for Celtic. 4 assists in there as well. We're looking at a left winger as well from La Liga. A guy called Raul Moro. A bit of competition there from Ajax as well. He's valued at 8.5 million. And he helped Real Madrid get promoted from the Senduna league last season. Ronaldo's team, or 9. So there's been reports coming from Spain that Ronaldo's looking to sell that club. So Don't know how accurate it is, but we'll look at the comments. We'll see what everyone's talking about. Hail Raymond, hail San Fran Celtic. Give Taylor the money he wants. Look at TNT. TNT will go well. I'll accept TNT for the rest of the season, and then going into next season, we'll get another let back in the outing. But some sources say that Barcelona triggered any further comments. It's all speculation at the moment. If he goes to Serie A, let him go. He's not our player, but it leaves a bit of a headache for the manager, because we need to get Tierney in. If we get Tierney in this window, it's going to cost us 3 million. The report yesterday was Celtic and Arsenal are in advanced talks, and Tierney is the option if we qualify for Champions League knockout stage football. I think that's a bit harsh. He's garbage for Ida as well. He couldn't be scored. He's brutal. Well, this is the type of mentality for fans. I see a lot of people shouting, saying, Ida's shy, this is shy, that's a shy. We're top of the league. Give it a break. Give it a break. We're top of the league. Top of the league, and he's a moaning. Yeah, Ida hasn't scored in 12 games, but having that type of negativity is not going to help a player. Having fans getting on his back is not going to help a player. Yes, he's a big price tag on him, and it's like 9 million, but stop thinking about the price tag. He's putting the green and white on. Put the price tag aside. Like, he was doing that with Arnie Ingles as well. People were going mad about Arnie Ingles. Oh, he's not settling, he's not good enough, he's not this. And then he has a couple of man-of-match performances, and it's all under the carpet now, isn't it? Just relax. Relax. You know, at the end of the day, some people are just over the top about this. I understand Ida has not scored and it's not good enough. It isn't good enough for a guy that has 9 million over his head. Yes, but you have to remember as well, last season, what did he do? He came in and scored vital goals and helped us win the league and the Scottish Cup. Did you forget about that? Did you forget about that? So give the guy a chance, for God's sake. Jesus, biting him. Ingles is not crap. His stats are pretty decent. Like, we're not going to go out and get Zidane players. This is the type of market we've got. A guy from Augsburg, 11 million quid, come from the Bundesliga, and he's done all right. He's not even a full season, and people are calling him crap. Evaluate the player at the end of the season. As I said on my Instagram and my Facebook yesterday, you won't be moaning when they have their medals around their neck in May. It could be a treble, 2 extra medals. So just relax. So I say to fans, you're all taught his opinion, but like, it's brutal when people are calling players crap, absolute crap. Like, shocking. Back the team. And I'm not a happy clapper. Like, when someone does play wrong, I'm going to criticize a player. Of course, I'm going to criticize a player because we're fans. But having that whole spirit, like people were all against Scales for weeks because Trusty's having a bad game. He's all want Scales back in. You know, just relax a bit. As I said, we're at the winning the League Cup. That's history now. We're in a good position in the league. We dropped points the other night. We should have been beaten the other night. Let's be honest. We were brutal. Rio was brutal. Trusty was brutal. Vickers was brutal. Greg Taylor wasn't great in the second half. Yeah, he had a decent first half. Bernardo was brutal. It's a team. You take criticism as a team. There's no point of pinpointing one player and ripping shreds out of a player. That's not how it works. You back your team because you're quick enough to jump off your seat when they score and say, oh, great. But when they do wrong, you're pissing all over them. That's not the way it's done. It's not done like that, folks. Honestly. As I said, we are not in second place here chasing a title. We're in a good position. Yes, we did drop points the other night and we can't afford to be complacent. I understand that. But at the same time, back the team. You know, I don't trust Brendan Rodgers with transfer dealings. Well, if you don't trust Brendan Rodgers, what you're going to do. You're just going to sit there and have a huff that Brendan's not going to get the right players in. The manager's in for a purpose to bring success, and he's already bring success so far. So if it's a case, as I said, if we're sitting second place and we were bottom of the Champions League phase table, I would say, you know what, we're completely with you, bud. Completely with you. You know. I just think some people just need to relax. I seen Hamish saying it the other day on his podcast. People are overacting over the top a bit, like calling Trusty out. Maybe do you not remember Trusty and Scales actually had a stormer of a game over against a team that won the Europa League last season in their home patch? Remember we got a clean sheet then that night. Yeah, Dundee were more hungry than Celtic the other night. We're playing a lot of games. It's starting to, and I know you don't like excuses. Some of you don't like excuses, but it is starting to take effect on some of these players. As I said, 55 to 60 games a season, it could take a toll on some players, especially with the weather conditions as well. But getting paid to do a job, and you can't get 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 performances every week, folks. Players dip, and there's enough in that squad to rotate and to make a statement, okay? Well, we're going to talk about new players coming in. People are asking me about KT. The latest, as I said about KT, is we're in talks with Arsenal. We want to get him in before the end of the window. I think this will accelerate if Alex Valle goes to Como, who are, I think, 16th in Serie A at the moment. So let him go. We do have 3 strikers, Michael. We have Maeda. Maeda plays as a striker. You sign as a striker. We have Johnny Kenny. He's a striker. We actually have 4 strikers, but these players are just not in form. And that's down to the striking coaches. That's down to management. That's down to the player himself. We do have strikers there. Like, people forget. You remember, like, what was it? Maeda played against Hibs up front in the League Cup, and did he score a hat-trick or something that day? So Tierney will be coming home this month. As I said, there's the proof here. There's the proof. Like, I'll show you right now. Let me see. Scroll up a little bit. Sorry. That's the proof right there. When Fabrizio tweets about it, 90% of the time it happens. Fabrizio tweeted about Jota, it happened. They'll let the ads. Fabrizio tweeting about Tierney back in the day, it happened. Gone to Arsenal. You know, as I said, he broke this news yesterday as well, so we'll see what happens there. We're looking at this guy, as I said, 22-year-old winger. We do need a winger. He kind of reminds a bit of Keown and Jota in there. He went through the Barcelona academy, and then Lazio signed him to hit their academy about 3.5 years ago. And then he went on loan to a couple of teams in Italy, and then he got his breakthrough to Lazio, playing 20 games for Lazio, 5 Europa League games in there as well. I think it was like 13 games in Serie A, and then the rest was obviously Coppa Italia. Then he went to the second division in Spain last season, helped Real Valle get promoted, and he's done all right so far this season. This is his stats here. 19 games, 4 goals, 2 assists. Now, to some Celtic fans, that's not good enough. You know, he's playing in La Liga. He's playing in a much superior league than the Scottish League. But I think he'd be worth the 8.5 million. But that team are hesitant to sell him because they know that they're going to try milk more cash out of either ourselves or Ajax from. We're obviously looking at the Norwegian winger as well from Salzburg in Norway, but he's rated 7 million. I wouldn't be touching him compared to this guy. This guy has more experience. As I said, Europa League, Serie A, La Liga experience. Why would you touch someone in the Norwegian League where he's playing against, no disrespect to Molde and Rosenberg, that's your top outfit, you know? Bodo Glimt as well. Forgot about Bodo Glimt. But yeah, they're not the same team they were a couple of years ago. So let's see what happens. We're going to talk about Kvis Garden as well. Have you not listened to Neil Lennon about Ida? I want him drop, bring Kenny in, give him a chance. Tierney is injury prone, good player, but if he stay, it will be fair dues. He will be fit. Look, he's done all right so far. Like, he's back from his injury. He picked up for 3 months. He was out. Yeah, it's laughable to some fans, but if he's making a statement, he wants to come back and actually play as much football as he can and be a part of success. I've listened to Neil Lennon. I put Neil Lennon's audio on my YouTube channel. Suppose probably not watch it. You probably don't sub to my YouTube channel. You should have a look there. Decent. I've listened to him. He did say it's not good enough, and I've said it's not good enough. But you got to give the guy a bit of, put an arm around the shoulder and say, you know what, get your scoring boots on. Scoring boots on. He was horrific the other night. Yes, he was, but there's no point of keep calling him crap all the time. Like, there's no need for that. You know, like, as I said, we're not struggling this season. We have goals there. We're still top of the league. We have a superior goal difference. He will get it together. He will get it together. Mark my words. And if he doesn't, I'll apologise and say he didn't get it together. You know? We could have a peak Gary Hooper back, but he's not. Oh, Gary Hooper days. They were the good days, weren't they? Captain Invincible. Look, football has changed since. We should have took Hooper back after the Masters a couple of years ago. Still had it then. Get the Danish boy in. We've been chasing him for years. I'm going to top it the Danish guy here for Joseph Maxwell. This guy here, Garden, 23 years of age. This is his stats for Bromby. 110 games, 38 goals, 17 assists. He has Europa League conference experience as well, Europa League experience, and he's came out and said, this is what he said to the media in Denmark. Just 1 second now, I just need to remove this comment so like you can all see what I've said for many years, that I'm happy to be in Bromby, and that I don't mind being in Bromby, but I'm starting to find myself in a situation where I want to go and try something different, and my plan is to be obviously in the summer to do this, but we'll see what happens. Edward is actually linked with 15 million quid move to Atlanta. Strange enough. And I know there's been talk of Kyogo going to Rennes. I'm not buying into it. I know there's like solid reports there that Rennes are interested, but the director's not interested paying 10 million for Kyogo. Why would you leave Celtic to go to Rennes? Rennes are struggling at the moment in the French league. They're down the bottom. They haven't played much. Jota as well. Jota's only played 11 games for them. Yet he scored a goal and provided assists. I think he has a total of altogether of 1,000 minutes as a Rennes player since he joined deadline day. But no, I can't see Kyogo going, to be honest. I really can't see him going. And horrific. But what, Michael, what about the good times? There's no point picking at the bad times. Like, yes, every player deserves criticism. What about the good times? Do you forget when he scored the goal in the Scottish Cup final? Do you forget when he came in and there was pressure on him on loan and people were writing him off, and he proved a lot of people wrong? Remember, he scored again at Ibrox as well. Like, he'll come good. And if he doesn't come good at the end of the season, I'll sit down the podcast and I'll say, maybe we need to look at this. Maybe we need to realise that, you know, guy for 9 million, he's not cutting it, you know. No chance want bring Edward back. I'm not talking about bringing Edward back. I'm talking about Atlanta's bringing Edward back, or bringing Edward to the MLS. You know, Dembele's happy over in Saudi Arabia. So, yeah. Pass. You got, that's the thing. It can't, like Brendan did say in his press conference, there was a little tippy tap and passing at the back, but that's he puts that philosophy out there. He needs to take responsibility for that as well. As I said on the podcast a couple of times, you gotta have patience as well. Like, Dundee had us on the traps in the second half of that game. The counter attack in the first half of the game, yes, Alistair Johnston could have closed down the player better. The way Simon Murray bullied Austin Trusty off the ball isn't good enough, because teams take the chances against Celtic. And I know after full time, there was a bit of anxiety kicking in from some fans on the podcast that young boys are going to beat us at home. Fuck's sake, lads! Like, seriously, you support Celtic, where it's a Champions League night, and you're writing your team off in the Champions League night where we've done well this season. I actually I worry about some years. I really do. I think it's over the top. Like, yeah, Aston Villa, I probably will smash us, to be honest, at Villa Park, because they've beaten the likes of Bayern Munich and stuff this season. But young boys are struggling. The bottom of the Champions League group. Bottom of the Champions League group, they're struggling in the Swiss League, and you're saying we're probably going to get beaten by young boys. That's not the mentality. You're on this adventure, or you're not on this adventure. Like writing your team off. Like, for sake, like we're not the team that's bottom of the Champions League phase. Like, not bottom of that league, and people are writing them off. Fucking madness, absolute madness. Sorry for the foul language, but I have to express me emotions. I couldn't believe some of the stuff the other night that was reading. I was like, really, you're writing your team off against young boys. I know Ryan has said on his podcast a 92% chance we're going to win. I don't go by percentages. It's either you turn up, you put a show on, you bang a couple of goals in, or bang the one goal in, get the 3 points, and move on. Don't believe in this whole statistic stuff. I know there's some great people out there that love that statistics and all that crap, but no, it's not for me. You know? No. I wouldn't bring Murray in because he had a good game against us. No. Simon Murray, no. I've watched Simon Murray over the years for Queen's Park and stuff and playing for different clubs. No, definitely not. We need someone better. We need someone like Kavista Garden. You know? Yeah, he's a good physical player, but no, he's not good enough for Celtic. Agree, get it done early. My opinions are not leaving no spaces. Our players sometimes don't find spaces. See, sometimes our players just wonder. And they think they're in cuckoo land. And I think some players take the opposition players for granted. And that shouldn't be the way. Like, I just feel like we're into a point of the season where the legs are tired. There's no winter break. You got to play every game every second or third day. Well, third or fourth day. And Kilmarnock on Saturday is going to be a difficult game. Derek McInnes will be out for blood. His team will be out for blood. They knocked us out of a cup competition last season. But, you know, yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be absolutely fine. You give up, you won't give up. Stop being over dramatic. Stop. You support a magnificent club. You give up if your club get beaten by young boys. It's Champions League, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Just knock the telly off for the rest of the season, then I'll see you in May. I'll let you know when the party's on. You can come out. You'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. Have positivity, Michael. Positivity, you know. Runs like a headless chicken. And he plays. That's just look. I'm not even gonna read these comments anymore. I understand you're saying your point, but at the end of the day, it's nothing positive you said to me so far, and it's like we're trying to get in the positive vibe of anyway. So yeah. Anyways, cheers for the comments. Like Keith, sell the record, roll on. That's it. We're doing good. We're doing all right. You know, it hasn't been the most comprehensive season. That has been a dip of form. Some of the games were grinding out results, but you got to grind out results to win titles. That's what you do. Can't always win 4 or 5-0, folks. Yeah, we've conceded atrocious goals, counter-attack goals, and defend. But they'll analyse that. I'm sure Brendan in his press conference will talk about it tomorrow and say, look, that shouldn't be happening. He has came out in his post-match saying it shouldn't be happening. It was weak. Donnelly got up ahead of Trusty, and fair dues to the lad. He took it well, the header. He took it well. And I think he is a Celtic fan, but that's why he didn't celebrate. But Dundee's in the past. Kilmarnock's next game, and you learn from your mistakes and you get stronger. And like this whole mentality of eat his crap, eat his this, eat his that. Like, stop throwing your toys at the pram. Ida's already scored 8 goals this season. Yet he hasn't converted as much as we're all expected to from Adam Ida. But lay off him. Lay off Austin Trusty. Lay off Paolo Bernardo. Lay off Rio Atate. Yeah, his head is not in it. But you got to have faith in these players to go out there, do the job, provide assists, run the legs, get the stats up, score goals, be a part of our success. There's no point of literally picking out one player and just throwing them under the bus. I've said it with Palmer. I think Palmer's situation is a bit more delicate. Like, it's down to family issues. He's not settling at the moment. And I know he's been here for over the season. He was brilliant last season. I thought he'd done really well in the first half of last season. But I think Palmer just doesn't get the whole Celtic philosophy. He's not hungry the way he was. So I think it's different with Ida. I think Ida is hungry, but there's something missing there with him at the moment, and you'll get it together. You will get it together, you know. Exactly. Look what we were last season. Yeah, the Champions League has a couple of more games. We're going to be more likely in Europe after January. We've already one cup in the bag. We're already 13 points clear. Is it 13 points clear? Yeah. Is it 13? So, yeah, or 15 points, whatever it is. I haven't even checked the table, to be honest. So, doesn't matter. We are in a good margin, and people are fucking moaning like it's the end of the world. You know? Just have a think about it. Like, Anton Rodgers' left foot has summed up in one. Look what we were this time last season. Questioning the manager. Questioning them, we are going to win the league. And we're in a fine position. A good position. Sits in defence. Look, I don't know if Johnny Kenny's going to get a chance, to be honest. I know he came on against Ross County and looked lively, but I would start him the weekend against Kilmarnock. Be honest, no, I think it's a good point. I was a bit frustrated the other night that he didn't come on when we're chasing the game, when we're gonna, seal the game. But it is what it is. I think that was a bad management decision by Brendan, tactically decision by Brendan. But look, what can you do? What can you do? Eden Kyogo will score Killie 4-0. I'm not even thinking 4-0. I just want to win the game. Simple as. I don't think of mad predictions anymore, because the problem is with the predictions, we don't win 4-0. There's always someone moaning. There's always someone throwing the toys at the pram. Always someone criticising. And we're all entitled to it, but it's just, I don't know why we're getting so negative at times. Rodgers is the main reason for losing points, but Rodgers is the main reason we're top of the league. Rodgers is the main reason we won the League Cup. Rodgers is the main reason we won the double last season. Yes, he doesn't get always right. 100%. Does not change the tactical approach to the game. He is one trick pony with whose incompetence, oh sorry, can even pronounce that right for a minute there, is hidden by the lack of quality of the league. Do you think he's taking the league for granted at times? Maybe. I just think he should rotate the squad more. I think he needs to rotate the squad more, Tommy. Blame the Rangers board. I'd leave Ida in the team. Don't knock his confidence. I'm sure it's affecting him already. I'm sure he knows that people are talking about him already. Look, I'm sure the manager's barking his ear. I'm sure the coaching staff are barking his ear saying you need to change his stats. Look at him. If you want to be playing for Celtic and winning trophies and be a part of history, you gotta put the goals in as well. All means you can start games. He started four games in a row, didn't score. But like, I hate when people call players crap. That's just, it's no need for it. There's no need for it at all. Battering and ram. Yeah. Just say they're not up to standard. Not up to standard, because we've seen what Ida can do. It's not a case. It was a case that we signed Ida, right? This is just a mad example. Just say we signed Ida back in January, which we did on loan. Just say he scored only 4 goals instead of 9, right? And he didn't score the Scottish Cup, and we signed him for 5 million from Norwich. And he's 2 goals in. Even though he's 8 goals in his Celtic career, in his permanent career. I think that's when you start saying, what the fuck's going on here? Why is he not performing? He needs to be dropped. Some fans want him dropped because they think he's not good enough. Some fans want to see him start on Saturday. By the way, I hope he's like the top. Shout out to the guys in Wales sending this up to me. King of Kings. It's a good one. Yeah. Either's goals got us Champions League money when we won the league in the Scottish Cup. Time to support every player. Exactly, Paddy. You got on the button, bud. You got on the button. There's no point of throwing people off the ship. They want to be on this journey with you. They want to. They're them players as much hungry as than we are at times because they want to prove to the fans that they're worth being at this club and they're worth every single pound they're getting paid on their salary. Some players are taking the piss. Some people think we're either going up the tunnel the other night. That's not showing that he's not this and that. Don't buy into it, you know. But Ida's got his money. That's it. Like, we're moving on the world, folks. We are going to start paying big fees for players. Like, in Scottish terms, we're going to start paying 8 million, 10 million, 11 million for players. And yeah, there's a responsibility. There's a price tag on the head, and there's that level of you got to do well at this club. If you don't do well at this club, that could affect the rest of your career. You might not get another big move like Celtic. But fate in them. Same with Trusty. Look at Trusty. I've came out and said it. I'd start Scales on Saturday against Kilmarnock. I would have started Scales at Dens Park. I know Scales has his flaws. Like most players, every player has flaws. Look, we're gonna go through this now. Don't be afraid. When is the next Jimmy Johnston coming? Not anytime soon. World is changing too quick. We don't give our youth players a chance to come in, players, and flourish. Daniel Cummins, 24 games, 24 goals. He's linked with a move to West Ham. He's linked with a move to Brighton. These players just don't. Celtic don't have the appetite to bring through youth players the way he once did. I don't know. It's afraid that they're not going to cut it, or they're going to offer them a lucrative contract. I don't really know what it is. Look with Daniel Kelly. He went to Millwall. Karamoko Dembele. He ended up going to Brest. There's been a couple of players that moved on, you know. Rockavate, he went to Watford. He's doing well, right, with Watford. So yeah. Freaking beans and toast. What about beans and toast? Beans and toast. Oh, I wouldn't mind a bit of beans and toast now, David. I'm not used to that term, by the way. But living. 3 goals twice this year. Trusty, not Scaled, started more than have conceded. Well, look, let's look at the stats now, right? I know I sometimes say I'm not the most go by the stats, but we'll do it anyway. Just give me a second now. I'm going to share this for you. Scalesy. So this is Liam Scale's stats so far. He's played 25 games so far this season. He scored 3 goals and 3 assists. And that's accumulation of nearly 2,000 minutes of football, which is not bad. It's not bad. So let's look at his overall stats for Celtic over the last season a bit. All right. I'm going to go to Austin Trusties as well. I know people are asking me about Naroski. I'm not even going to entertain Naroski. He's just not a Brendan style player. So look at, he can play left back as well. So if Alex Valle goes, if Taylor gets injured and we don't get Tierney in the door, we have Adam Montgomery and we have Liam Scales that can play left back as well. Just want to just pull up the actual stats for where is his overall Celtic stats? 2 seconds now, folks. Oh, this is too much. I can't find this because there's no point in me going by no, I just picked the wrong one. Typical of me doing these late podcasts, picking out the wrong stuff. I'm confusing people by doing that. But I'll go to Austin Trusty stats so far for this season as well. Just keep the comments coming in. I really appreciate the comments tonight as well, by the way, folks. There's one tuning in on Facebook. That's completely fine. I hope he's gonna move over to YouTube as well at the end of the podcast. We're up to 18.5. It's a slow process to the top, but you know what? I'm a patient man, and I'm sure I will get to that 20,000 when it comes around. So this is Austin Trusty's games so far for Celtic for loads. So he's played 25 games. Well, wait, no, actually, he's played 22. Well, will it be 21 games for Celtic, excluding EFL and Championship, because that's obviously when he played for Sheffield. Um, he scored a goal. So what I'm looking at right now, from what I see between Scales and Trusty, I'd be going for Scales. Scales is at the providing more assists, more goals. Yeah, Scales has 3 games above him, but I'd be going for Scales all day, all day. So I have faith in Austin to do as well, because as I said, him and Scales were a partnership over in Italy, and we've got a solid draw there, you know. So, but we got to take every game as it comes. Every game as it comes. Don't take the opposition for granted. And I think Brendan did take Dundee away from home. Look at even at Tannadice, we just weren't productive that day, and I think he just needs to get that urgency with the players. And he's saying, "Well, yeah, we played well for 40 minutes, but that's not good enough. We should be playing as better than that for 40 minutes. Should be playing for 80, 90 minutes. It's not going to be high paced tempo football, folks, but it's making chances. Like even Nicholas Kuhn came on the other night. I know he didn't play up in Dingwall was training and stuff like that, pulled out last minute. But the thing we're gonna have so much games, and I think when we get back to one game a week when that schedule comes around, I think you'll see a more aggressive Celtic. And I know that sounds crazy, but we'll have to bash on. We have young boys on Wednesday night. We have Kilmarnock on Saturday. We'll get there. And that's how it look, Paddy boy. People moan about certain players and value we have done well in the market regarding Scales. Scales was 500 grand. Shop in different markets. Ingles, Kiln. Well, Ingles was 11. Kiln was around 5, wasn't he? Just under 5. Ida was 9. Most of these are international players. Exactly. Ingles is playing for Belgium now. Yeah, the Republic of Ireland national team is not great, but he's still in there. And Kim will then get his German call up, his senior call up. I would start Scales ahead of Trusty currently. Scales has been learning Brendan Rodgers' system for longer. Every player has a part to play. Get all behind them. Exactly. Only people that criticise and throw the toys at the pram and says that I give up when young boys beat us. That's not the way. That's not a true support in my eyes. And that's, to be honest, I'll call you out and say they are not true support. If win, lose, or draw, you love the club. And if you can't accept when a team drops points or a team loses a game, I'm sorry, but you are not a right football fan. Football isn't for you. You just take it on the chin, accept that we were bad that day, and you move on. There's not a lot of them. There's not a lot of moments. There's a lot of fans that watch this podcast that have been there through the 70s, through the 80s, through the dark times in the 90s. And they got on with it. Unless they're taking a wage and not even getting in the park. That's it. Well, there was players in that so-called squad like James McCarthy that was getting a wage, stealing a wage, not part of the team. And that just was ludicrous. Look at Barkas, he was another one as well. He wasn't good enough for Celtic. And yeah, he's went over to Utrecht and he's played well for them. But yeah, he was one of them as well. Just have that patience of football. It's not FIFA. It takes time to break teams down and get goals. Well, that's it. Scales. I think Scales is more of a physical player than Austin Trusty. I think Austin looks light at times. Yeah, he's tall and he tries to get himself in there, but I just think with Scales will try to take the ball up. He knows the players longer. He knows the relationship with Carter Vickers. He knows his game more. Like we're talking about, like he's played 22 games for Celtic. Austin Trusty is still talking about, we're still getting to know each other halfway through a season. I'm not expecting to click overnight. Like, but it should be like within about 10 games, you should get to know his system, you should get to know when to come out, not to he's chasing the same ball. Like, I know it can happen. No human on the planet doesn't make mistakes. Yeah, but that's the thing, Laura. People think people that write in this comments, people that go onto social media think that these players are like bleeding Paolo Maldini. They think that, that Cafus, they think that Fabio Cannavaro's, that they don't have a mistake in them. They don't have a mistake in them. Of course they have mistakes in them. They're human beings. Sure, we go to work and we forget things to do in work. I'm sure we get up and we put the wrong sock on. I'm sure we put the wrong shoe on once in the blue moon. We make mistakes. We're humans. Sometimes we forget to pay the phone bill because we forget. These things happen. We're human beings, John Kennedy will walk on trusty. Players will have bad games. That's why we have a squad. Exactly. Rotation's key as well. I know sometimes you want to keep the compact and keep the tactics the same, but different approach for different games, different teams. Hope Welch on loan is going to make it with him, like Scales going to Aberdeen. I wish Stephen the best on loan over in KV Mechelen, but I'll be honest with you, I think Welch, yes, when he's fit, but he's too much shoulder injury problems, and people criticize KT. Welch is as bad. The amount of games Welch misses is as bad. Like, I hope he goes over to Belgium and does well, and he gets it the minutes he wants, and maybe we could cash out and make money off him in the summer as well if he doesn't want to be. If Brendan doesn't like. I think, I don't sound a bit premature, but I think Welch, the only reason Welch has been in that around that Celtic team is because he's been a youth academy, and he gets that whole setup of bringing new players through, having that experience there, giving players, the younger players, to look up to that peak. I think that's the only reason he's been around the squad, to be honest. Look at Ralston's worked hard to get where he was. I remember Ralston went to loan on St. Johnson, and I was writing Anthony Ralston off when Ange started him in the qualifiers and stuff like that, and he's proved a lot of people wrong. But we all know Alistair is like 20 times the player, and no disrespect to Alistair or not Tony Ralston, but he comes in, he puts his heart, and he wears his heart in his sleeve, and he works his socks off, but he doesn't have the quality as AJ. Let's be honest. For a boy to come through the youth academy, play for his childhood club, and be a part of the success is just a dream in itself. Tony Ralston won't get a bigger club than Celtic in his heart and his head. And I think with the whole thing with Tierney, like, this bullshit. I'm hearing fans on the comments saying, "Not in a million years I'll take Tierney back." But you don't have a say. Let's be honest. It's not you that gives the final shot. It's not you that's offering the contract. Let's be honest. He's in the door to back the player. Simple as. What has he done wrong in you? People are going on and holding this bitterness towards Kieran Tierney. Like, I think it's build a bridge. Forgive, forget, move on. I keep saying this. Like, it's just madness. Because he left Celtic and made us 25 million. People are throwing that toys at the pram and still hold that grudge against something. Like, I just think it's mad. I think it's a great. That's the comment of the night. 100%. He will be our Mr. Clark, won't he? Definitely, Ronaldo. It's just, I want Tierney in the door. And if he only gets 20 games out of a season, so fucking what? So what? We got someone that gets the club. Like, people are so fucking picky these days, I need to call out because I'm looking at this malarkey on social media, people moaning, throwing players under the bus. Me, you know what? I've had my shares. I remember I learned a lesson. I learned a lesson back in, was it 2019? It was the game when Rangers beat us at Celtic Park before COVID. Horrible game. I remember James Forrest was absolutely brutal. And I went on social media and I literally ripped into James. I didn't take into merit James Forrester what he achieved at Celtic. I didn't. What did I do? I done what a lot of fans tend to do: rip the piss out of players, think of the bad game, don't think of the good games. That one bad performance. I was calling James Forrester everything under the sun because he had a bad performance that day. I picked out one player that day, and it was horrible the way I threw James under the bus. No, he obviously didn't know it personally. Obviously, just probably doesn't even know who I am. I've met him once, but I was like, yeah, he has a parachute in his back. He couldn't run. He's brutal. He's this and he's that. But did I not realise James Forrest the season before scored that game? It was a 5-0 that day when we beat them to win the league. Edwards scored 2 goals that day. Rogic scored. Armstrong scored, I think. Like, we can be angry and disappointed at the time, but people need to realise when you look back, the likes of James is a legend. It's a fucking legend. Like, you don't get that, you know? Exactly, Paddy. I love the positivity. I love the positivity. You get it. You're not like some folk that come on and say this crap 2 seconds. Like this crap. Let me see. Where is this comment? I want to ping this comment up. And look at, I understand we can be all frustrated, but when people are coming on and saying like, "Oh, I give up if we don't beat young boys," we're going to beat young boys. Get have faith, you know. Reliable coach for the future. So since 2000, we've won 18 titles, 12 Scottish Cups, 11 League Cups, and 6 trebles, and people are still unhappy. People are still unhappy, Paddy. People are still unhappy that we're not getting these. People are still unhappy that there's trophy days, there's trophy parties, there's treble parties. You know, there's a massive gap. There's Ibrox meltdowns. There's Chris Boyd meltdowns, and nah. Some fans are just spoiled. Some fans don't realise what we have. You could go and support a club down in England if you want. It's up to you. Or you can be a part of this journey. Because I'll tell you one thing, I love every single minute of being a Celtic fan. I love every time I put a shirt on. I love every time I post something about Celtic. I love every moment. Even when it's the dark times, you pick yourself up and enjoy it. Because when we won that league title back after that COVID season, my God, that feeling when Rio Atate scored two that night and Liel Abada scored against them when we were on top of the league. Remember that moment when Joe Ledley scored that header and we went top of the league and I think he was playing left back that night or centre back. Them moments you cherish. Them moments, you know. We're all quick enough to moan about what's wrong. What about the good times? You know, the good times. You know, the Nakamura free kicks, the Lubo magic, the Bobo Balde tackles, you know, the Scott Brown shaved head, standing in the tunnel, ready to go to war. They're the good times. The KT moment when he runs up the stairs of Hampden, when his mouth has stitches in it, his tooth busted out, and he gets to lift that Scottish Cup. They're moments you die for. That's what you love about Celtic. You know, we're all moaning about Adamina about being off form, but let's think about the good times. You know, and you work hard to get there, and the boys are working hard as they can. The table proves it. The League Cup proves it already. The Champions League proves it, and he's still fucking moaning. Honestly, I wonder for some fans. We can't always be in fifth gear, folks. We can't always be in fifth gear, and you just have to accept it. So I'll say to folks that are moaning tonight, that are a bit disappointed that the team are not playing the best football. Do you imagine the football, the Lisbon Lion football? What I'd say to them fans is, I'll wake you up in May, and I'll have 2 medals beside your bedside for you, on the one that you have on your neck. That's what I'd say. But I'll go through the adventure with the rest of these. Rooney and the boys smashing Lazio. What a day. What a day. I was in Dublin, as I always am. I was walking down a hill. Well, I was going to the shop to get cans, and it was pissing raining. And I fell down the hill. I felt like Pedro. Fell straight down the hill, muck all over me. Had to go over to the shop. I had to go over to the Spar. Me trousers were full of muck. Me jacket was full of muck. And did I give a fuck? No, I didn't. You know what I cared about? I cared about going in and getting them cans and seeing Celtic make history in Rome, which they did. Which they did. That Nacham goal in the dying embers of the game. What a night. We conquered Rome. Our first win on Italian soil. What a night. Go back to, was it back in November? Was it the end of November 2019 that happened? You know? Some really good moments. Yeah. Oh, just love this club. So I hope he's enjoying the podcast tonight. Any transfer talk, I'll put it up as well. I hope I'm not bluffing you too much. We're linked with this guy as well. I'm not buying into too much. Zidane Inusa. He's an under 21 Swiss international. I'll show you stats now as well. This is coming from the source of the Daily Record as well. So this is his stats here. Look at BK Hacken. This is his overall stats. 29 games, 9 goals, 6 assists. 6 assists. I guess I have a lisp when I say that. Yeah. So we're linked with him. Not buying into it. I'd rather see us go out and buy someone with a bit of La Liga experience. He played the second division in Spain and see our experience like Raul Moro. Pay the money. But you have to remember, folks, January is completely different to the summer window. You're going to you're not going to get as much players in because most players tend not to want to leave unless it's down to form or injuries or the emergency players. You know, you're not expecting 4 or 5 players to come in this window, folks. Even getting 2 in the door will be a massive, massive push. So 2 is out. Get 2 in. We're still waiting on Verde Bay to be confirmed from Internacional of Brazil. It still looks like that. I don't know what's holding up that deal, to be honest, because that fee was agreed over 5 million quid with the Brazilian team, and we're still waiting, you know, after the 29th. I just remember as well, if Kieran Tierney comes in and say Kvist Garden, I know this is only a bold suggestion. These guys can't play until the Champions League remaining games are done, regards to European standards. Obviously, you can come in and play domestic games. But yeah. So let us know who you're tuning in from. It'd be appreciated as well if you can even comment below if you enjoyed the podcast tonight as well. Feedback's appreciated. I'm not trying to self-praise myself. I just want to know what you thought of the podcast tonight. I do apologise to folk if I come across that I'm very blunt on how I feel when people are throwing players under the bus and not giving them time. You know, money will move. 100%. But we'll be getting money soon as well. We blow the money there anyway. Treasure chest of money, but quadruple, treble unpaired. Exactly, like put the stats into the mound bags. Throw the stats in the mound bags. You know, I'm not a happy clapper. I will say when things are wrong, but I fully trust Brendan Rodgers to guide us to that treble this season. 1 down, 2 to go, and getting into the Champions League knockout stages is a trophy in itself. Realistically, that's worth all our finances is worth total of the league revenue, the League Cup revenue, and the Scottish Cup revenue all together. So be 40 million incoming as well from all the match day revenue that we received in the TV rights as well. And plus we took Rangers TV revenue as well. Then 4 rounds. So regards to the Champions League next season, I'm still waiting to find out what's going on, if we're going to be playing playoff, just 2 games to get into the Champions League, or it's going to be 4 games. We won't be starting from round 1 yet, but Scotland's coefficient is not that bad. It's not that bad. So yeah, it does take effect. The coefficient usually works after 2 years after your bad results. It kicks in. So so how well we do this season will kick in 2 seasons' time for the coefficient for Scotland to move up as well. And plus, as much as I hate saying it, Rangers have to do well in the Europa League for Scotland's coefficient. Hearts have done shocking in the Conference League. It all plays a part. Let them stay in Europe as long as they want. At the end of the day, they're not going to win Europe. Let them have that little so-called big nights at Ibrox where they win fuck all at the end anyway. Let's be honest. They went all the way to Seville, nothing happened. We went all the way to Seville, but we had magic moments. We bring 90,000 fans. We didn't sit there and drink toilet water. So that's the difference between Celtic and Rangers. Well, that old club's dead anyway. They went to Manchester and smashed the place up. Yeah, that's how much they love the Queen. They smashed her on. They smashed up one of the cities. We've been spoiled in recent years with success, 100%. It's not spoiled. It's been hard work. Hard work pays off. You have the facilities there. You have the players. You have the hunger. You have the desire. You have the fans. You should be pushing and pushing. But sometimes it doesn't work like that. You do take the odd bump, and that's what happens in football. You get back up and you go stronger. You thump them teams. See the team that takes the title off you? You go with revenge and you beat them to a level that they never imagined, which we done. Complain then. If it's one round, look, it's not going to be easy. Regardless, you'll be getting the Champions League qualifiers next season. But let's just win the league first. Let's not think that far ahead this summer. Let's get through January. Let's see who comes in and comes out. If Alex Valle goes to Como, I wish him the very best. You know, it's a learning experience for him coming into a massive club like Celtic, but he won't get the same level of demand and pressure than he did at Celtic. Yeah, he played against a team in Serie A earlier on in the season, but you know, see what happens. Definitely hard work, but the fans are spoiled. But it's the younger, Laura. It's the younger fans that just don't get it. Younger fans expect trophy days, expect trebles. When they lose, they go crying for 10 days, blaming every player in the sun. This is the problem. I'm sure you've been through the days where it wasn't always rosy and glory, you know. So you just have to believe in the team. That's it. I love him. Paddy's just so optimistic. You need to come on and start doing these podcasts more on. Be honest with you, Paddy. Good job. Barrafield, new Nelixtown, new Barrafield, money in the bank, life, eh? That's it. 75 million in the bank, sitting there with cigars, looking at comedy shows across in Govan. Life is good. Could have been minus 17 million in your forecasts. So things are good. So folks, I won't be on tomorrow night. I'm back to Dublin tomorrow night unless something dramatic happens. I might have to do a podcast in the airport like the other night. If something dramatic happens in the next 24 hours, if Tierney's announced or like Brendan came out and said that he's planning to have one or two in the next couple of days. Let's see if he holds his true to that. You know, I'm sure there'll be questions asked in the press conference tomorrow. Any indication on signings, any update on signings, all this crap, you know yourself. The managers are not going to turn around and say, oh yeah, we have this player coming in, and then it falls through and you look like a bigger gobshite. It doesn't work like that, folks. The media do just store managers up, try to get a bit of clickbait, you know. For me, I grew up by Henrik. I don't think I'll ever see anyone put the hoops on. So you like this top? Let's have it. You like this top? Look at this. You'll buy this top as well. ASK Sport, Welsh company, King of Kings. Look at that top. It is a belter. Look at them love handles as well. But yeah. Love the top. It's tough. No, it's tough at the top. That's it. You can you can look at the top of the Empire State Building as much as you want, but sometimes you have to come downstairs for the odd time, you know. Live from Glasgow Airport. Oh, I hate doing it from live from Glasgow Airport because where I sit in the airport, literally everyone walks past. Everyone's walking past, and it's a bit different than Dublin because Dublin's obviously a bigger airport, the gates. And with Glasgow Airport, you know yourself, you got the Belfast crew coming in, Bristol coming in, and they're all coming up the stairs and all like, what's that guy doing on the laptop? What's he talking about? Who is that guy? He has a Celtic laptop. Like, you get that kind of look. I'd be like, will I go live? Will I not go live? Should I go live? Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. You never know. We might get an 8 o'clock Friday morning announcement, folks. Celtic being famous for that. You never know. You should never know. But never know. Never rule it out. Love, I need to get one myself. So I'll pull up the website now. I always can never pronounce it right. Yeah, they're gonna kill me. Let's see. Pull this up now. Get this. Here we go. I'm gonna pull up the website and show you, because I have to say the quality is absolutely deadly in this top. It was right quick as well. £50, I think, for this jersey. So I'm gonna just get this website. They do like Scotland tops, Ireland tops. They do have a home version as well of this, the King of Kings selection. And you won't be paying that actual extra charges or anything like that. Oh, sorry, the Hemrick one looks like it's gone. The probably just ran out after the time being. So I'm going to show you this on the website. Just 2 seconds now. So anyone that's tuning in, please subscribe to the channel. Is this your first time? A lot of you are regularly on this, but it'd be appreciated we get more subscribers. We're pushing for that 19k. When I get to that magic 19, so I'm going to be jumping off now in 2 minutes. Go in. So this is it here. This is the website. That's it there. I'll put the link in the comments so you can get onto that and click into that. Just put that in there for you. So scroll down. This is the Hemrick top here. Look at the Hemrick top. The Hemrick top's an absolute belter. There it is there. Look at the Hemrick one. So they have medium, large, extra large, 2XL, 3XL, 4XL. That's the Hemrick one there. I wanted the Bumblebee one because I thought the Hemrick one's £45, by the way. I might try see we can get a promotion discount with these guys. Oh, there's the Larson one there. Look at they do the Ireland one. Look at there's the Larson one there. Just to show you. There's the top I have on, folks. The real deal. They only have a large, extra large, 3XL and 4XL, unfortunately. That's why it probably didn't come up with a suggestion, because the amount less stock. But what a top. What a top. So highly recommend it. Really comfortable. It actually feels like the Bumblebee jersey of '97. So yeah. I have the Bumblebee. I have the Bumblebee signed by George Cadetti because I interviewed him. He's a good lad, George. Good lad. So folks, I'm gonna leave it there. Thanks very much for joining in tonight. Good numbers. So I hope I didn't bore you with an absolute load of nonsense talk. I hope you get me points what I'm saying about lay off on the players. Let them keep doing what they're doing. Continue. They're on the way of winning 55. They're on the way of winning 120. They're on the way of winning 121. But have a little patience. All I can say. Have a little patience. At least 13 got real ones. Good. I said I put this on tonight. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the podcast. I shall be back to you when we have a bit more of an update. You never know, over the weekend we might be back on if a player's announced or KT goes. But for the time being, it looks like Alex Valle could be going to Como on loan. Barcelona's triggered their release clause to let the guy go on loan to another club. He's still under contract for another year with them. So we'll see what happens. But thanks very much for tuning in. Have a good one. Good night. Thanks, Ryan. Hail, Laura. Hail, Patman. Hail, Anton's left foot. Hail, Paddy Boy. Who else do we have in there? Hail, Wilson. Hail, CB. Hail, Lisa Gilday that's probably watching. Hail, we Mo. Who else do we have? Hail, John as well. Cheers, John. Hope you're well. Hail, Michael Malone. Hope you're doing well, Michael. So I never forget. I never forget me people that tune in. So good to see us all. Good to see us all. Thanks very much for tuning in. Have a good night, and just remember, I will leave you with the usual. Buckle up. Let's listen to the Rage Centre.
Champions again, champions again, champions again, LOANEE. One more time. Champions again, LOANEE. Champions again, LOANEE.
Don't you think that they need the Champions League's money here? I think so. I think they need that.
Club's built on winning league championships. It is. And you're going to have to get back to that. But it has.
Well, it is the final
Still won
game
the most.
of the season here at Ibrox.
I'll tell you one thing, proud of my Rangers, but the only thing that annoys me about the whole game...
Proud of my Rangers. Proud of my Rangers.
I'll tell you one thing, proud of my Rangers, but the only thing that annoys me about the whole game, if I look at the whole game in a whole, is Rangers didn't start half well, Simon. The first minute we had a wee chance, we Kent cut it back, and then we died. But I'll tell you one thing, Simon, I seen one thing in that game that really made me proud of my Rangers, and I love my Rangers.
That's what we like. We like a hard man.
Yeah.
And I remember guys like Terry Hurlock,
my pal,
Ian Ferguson.
Exactly, we've not got it.
We don't.
Everybody in the club hopes that.
James, can I just get your thoughts on those 90 minutes today?
Obviously disappointed to drop the points that we.
It's so hard. There wasn't one moment where I was thinking in my head, I want to leave Celtic. Like
you knew it was ahead as well, potential to win 9 and all that kind of stuff.
100%. But when I was going through all the tough injuries, I think it was Aberdeen away in the league when we won the league, I could run maybe 30% maximum speed. Like if you watch that game back and you look at me, you're like, he's miles off. He's can't run, can't do anything, can't turn. And I think I sat down and I was like, I need to go off here, I'm done. But the fans were cheering me. I was right next to them, I went, right, I'll try again. Then 5 minutes later, back down. And I was quite emotional inside because I was like, I know my season's over. And you'd heard all the rumours about what's happening this season, and you know if a club are going to sell you or no, you've got a feeling inside you. Like,
did they do enough to try and keep you?
It's hard to say, but there was nothing ever, like, there was no meetings to try and keep me, like, stuff like that. There wasn't a contract or nothing, or it's just something, and that's not their fault, it's just something at the time it made sense for everybody, really. They had brought someone through the youth academy who they were so proud of, and he's going for a record fee. And then I'm someone who loves the club. I've gave everything. I've gave like my 100% commitment from the day I joined at 7 until the day I left. And I was going on to play for a huge club as well who believed in me and put a lot of faith in me, and backed that up with the 25 million as well. So I think it was something that worked for everybody, but it was the hardest decision in my life. Like,
So all the KT doubters out there, did you listen to that? Did you fucking listen to that? He didn't want to leave Celtic. He did not want to leave Celtic. Even when his legs were in bits that season, he still played on for years. And you get these gobshites. Oh, he's too injured, bro. Oh, don't want to touch him. Oh, he's made a broken Twix legs. Oh, don't want to go near him. Cop on. He's coming back. He is coming back, and he's going to prove these doubters wrong, like Brendan proved the doubters wrong. I love when players prove fans wrong. Look, we're all passionate. We all want success, but when they bring that to the table, he loves Celtic as much as you love Celtic. He's had the dream. He's been in that door since 7 years of age, done it at 21, treble, 178 games, and people are like, I want him back. I swear, he's coming back, and that KT shirt is getting whipped out. Getting whipped out. And anyone that doesn't like me putting me KT stuff on, unsubscribe. Don't come back to the channel. Don't come back to the channel until he's gone then. In like 2-3 years. But he's been, our boy's coming back. He's coming home.
Kilgo, how happy are you with your performance and your goals today?
Yeah, I'm happy to help the team. But I lost a lot of shoot, so I have to improve.
It was a good cross from Alistair, though, for that first one. Is that fair?
Yeah, what a ball, yeah.
Well, What a ball. What a ball.
I think he's been sensational since he's signed for Celtic. He just adds sharpness whenever he comes on, and it's. I mean, he should score, but it's such a composed finish. Couple of quick touches, but yeah, 3-1 did for Ross County. Game was over then, but McCowan, impresses, and he'll probably think, well, my performances, I deserve more game time. Celtic have strength and depth in that area, but no, he's got such great composure. Always adds something when he does come on.
I bet you James Brown's in the dressing room wishing he had the opportunity to tackle when, the offside, Arne Engels was able to put him off there before he got back there. Surely that's intervening with play as well.
Do you want some more straws?
No, I'm just honest. That's the rules.
Clutching straws he is. Does anyone know the cheerleader? I want to speak to the cheerleader. Does anyone know the cheerleader?
But it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. It's not going to change. Celtic are too good.
It has to be a decision because...
Can there be a decision made?
It has to be. Like, people can speak about money or whatever they want. Like, this cannot continue. Rangers need to find a way to sort this out. This cannot continue. It's impossible. We spoke about the point.
All right, Jim. I've cut across short, but I've enjoyed being Jim. All right, Jim.
How are we doing? Good evening. Can I speak to the cheerleader, please?
What one is it? Who do you want to speak
Aye,
to?
by the way, I think we know who the cheerleader is, and I want your honest opinion, cheerleader. Where is the progress came for you in this squad and in this team? Where's the progress came for you? Or where is it?
Who are you talking to?
Oh, no, you know it's no you.
Oh, it's me? You talking to me?
Aye, you're the cheerleader. You're his cheerleader. By the way, tell me, where is the progress came for you in this team? I've heard you trumpeting him, by the way, for about the last 2-3 weeks, how he's the greatest thing that's going to happen, this is going to happen. No, you're the man.
No, I never said he's the greatest thing that's ever been. I never said that. I just say the guy's trying to do a particular job for the club.
Where is he doing? Where is the progress? Where is the progress, Kempy? You can't answer it.
I can answer it if you let me answer it.
Well, go for it then.
The progress is coming as young players he's brought into the team. You look at some of these young players, and they're talented young boys. We've just not got a full squad yet to pick for you. We've not got as I said earlier on, we've got a core of the team. But hey, the manager will get sacked eventually. All managers do, no matter what team they're with, all managers get sacked eventually, and eventually it'll come down on him as well. So it's just a matter of time before he gets sacked. But I'm just saying. But it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. It's not going to change. Celtic are too good.
Folks, I love just taking the piss, honestly. I do apologise, but I have to put them videos up. I don't care if it's about Sefco. I don't care. You just get a giggle off it at the end of the day. So, look, thank you very much to Paddy with the new membership. I hope he's enjoyed the hour and 15 minutes podcast. Once we have an update regards to incomings and more departures, I'll be back on it. And I just want to say thanks very much for watching the podcast. Subscribe if you haven't. And if you want to join the membership for 99 pence, look, it's getting put into the picture quality because you don't want to have big, Tetris pixels. Me go, oh, welcome to the channel. That kind of stuff. So I appreciate the support. Thank you very much for your time. Have a good one, folks. Just remember, we're on top. 1 trophy's in the bag. 2 to go. Champions League football will be ringing in your ears in February because I'll tell you one thing. Form is temporary and liquidation is permanent. Good night, folks. God bless. Hell.